So for February, that was the last month that we'll be doing just World 24 and just World 9 finishing the first couple months of finishing page, and our first time drafting and finishing at the same time. And now we're going to randomize something for the first time since September, so it's been almost half a year.
Which we already did. So at the end of this video, you'll see that, and I'll splice it in.
Nice. Yeah, the major things that were going on with this month is, one, we changed our work schedule.
Instead of doing shorter daily meetings where sometimes we would check in and be like, well, we still haven't done anything on that thing that we talked about last meeting. So
there was a lot of wasted meetings.
Yeah.
Because we'd have a meeting for half an hour or something, figure out what we need to do. By the time we meet again, we haven't done all the stuff that we need to do, and then it's just like, we just got to do
more stuff to do, and it's
the
like,
same thing.
Yeah, it's like we didn't really have to talk about.
So,
but then it's good to have the meetings, because then we're consistently talking. But so there was wasted stuff. So instead, we're doing 3 major meetings a week where we meet for up to 3 hours, and
they're almost more like work meetings too, which is handy, because sometimes we would do some work on our own, and then we'd meet up again to do some of the work, and like as a team together on whatever we're doing. But now if we just have like a 3-hour section where we meet, and the first little bit is us figuring out what do we need to do, and then we move into actually doing the thing, then we get a lot done.
Yeah.
And
for example, finishing World 9's page that we're working on, the last time we met about finishing, which we do 3 meetings. One is the overall story, one is drafting, and one is finishing. And when we met about finishing, we're like, well, we might as well start working on the page. And so we went in and we recorded us working on it. And that's actually in the behind the scenes.
Yeah, you'll get to see that a lot better, because we're actually filming ourselves doing the stuff more often.
Yeah.
Because we're together when we're doing that. So yeah, that'll be helpful.
And I'm going to move this. This here, I put my computer on it, and we're recording ourselves a little differently, where we can do then longer recordings, and it's less editing for me, and it's
saving time.
It captures the more in-depth nature of our longer meetings.
Yeah, and you can kind of see some of the stuff that we're actually...
Yeah, we have 2 webcams, so I can kind of show some like pages up close and stuff that are happening at the same time.
Better behind the scenes.
Yeah, a little bit of an improvement.
Yeah, the other major thing that we're doing is we're working on the overall story. So he mentioned that we're doing drafting, finishing, and overall story for the 3 big meetings every week. That's something that we've ignored a lot of the time.
We every 4 months we work on a new world. At least that's what we started again as of January. But that doesn't involve the other 30 worlds that
and
are...
then RBG and all this other stuff
the other
that's
stories.
all kind of connected to.
Yeah.
Like the reason we're doing this, World 24 right now is because World 24 is like a part of a greater story. It's just 16 pages that are showing a snippet of something else, and the reason we're doing it is because we've taken chunks of what would have been in the other story out to make it so we could bring it back in, and we've just been ignoring that. So we're back to meeting about the general story, the whole thing, so that instead of if we don't randomize something for 4 years, we don't visit it at all before that 4-year time. Instead, we'll randomly visit things.
So every week we'll go into a couple worlds. So last week we rolled a random number generated World 12 to explore, and then we talked about it for a while.
Yeah, and because the meeting was long, we actually got a bunch of stuff done. Even though we're not working on the story, that part of the story at all, we were able to go into it enough to do things.
And when we actually do it, we'll have more content to look at for ourselves to go into right away, and then we'll be more refreshed on this thing because it wasn't 10 years ago that we did it.
Yeah. A third thing going on this month is Active Real Nonsense. It's another YouTube channel we've started. The content on there is the same conversations that we usually have anyway, usually on LV walks, and then we would come back and then, or we'll at some point, like a topic will come up, and we'll be like, "Oh, this would go well in like this world or this part of the story or something" from those conversations that we have. But we never really recorded them and never deliberately recorded them. So sometimes we'd just be in the kitchen, we'd talk for an hour, then we'd be like, "We should record this." So we'd bring a recorder, we record it.
Yeah, and
we talk for 2 more hours.
What points did we cover? Let's go over those.
Yeah, it's just kind of like this disorganized thing, which we still have, and we still do. Yeah. But we at least have a designated reason or time to sit down and go into that stuff, but also record it intentionally, with the intention of recording it at all.
And basically, these conversations that we're having on our new YouTube channel are things that are in our stories.
Yeah.
But we're talking about these things without talking about the fact that we're making a story. So we're just dealing with the topics that exist in our stories. We're even taking a page of writing we wrote and being like, what does this mean? And talking about it and going that. But then we're not saying, oh, I have to draw this picture next, and this is on the schedule, and where are we at, and which is what our behind the scenes are about, right?
Yeah. How are we implementing these things into the story? As well, the videos are broken down to like 5-minute chunks ish.
Yeah.
Instead of like a 2-hour thing, which is the way we would go about it ourselves.
What you see in our behind the scenes videos.
Yeah, long sections of us just sitting there and chatting and going into all this stuff. It's a lot of it is like the same video, but we've chopped it up into chunks so that it's a lot
easier to digest.
Yeah, they're in snippets that you can carry with you throughout the day instead of just this whole thing, and then by the end of it, it's like I might have learned something or like whatever.
Yeah,
but
I forget half of what
learned.
They talked about. I know it was a big roller coaster of a conversation.
Yeah, so it's really easy for us to just break that up into small videos and put it somewhere. And we talk about it in the Act of Real Nonsense itself, but part of the reason that we want to do that is because every time that we talk about it and go into this stuff, we can't really turn anywhere else to find more stuff like it. So if we're making the stuff and we want more stuff like it in the world to stumble into randomly, then we might as well put some of the stuff into the world so that other people who also want to stumble into it have something to stumble into.
And it's like the best thing, like we do it anyway, but it's really the best thing we can kind of offer the world right now in terms of some little snippet of juicy goodness before we get to the point where we're actually publishing Treasure Tales and the stories we're making. So until then,
it's something we can offer the world.
Yeah.
That maybe somebody learns a thing from it or is entertained by it in whatever way. Who knows? But it's something that we can provide really easily because we talk about that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So, hopefully it's fun. Go check it out.
Yeah, so I think that was about everything.
The Act of Real Nonsense.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what happened this month.
Yeah. So you'll see what world we chose because we chose it last night, and I'll throw it in the video now. Go to our behind the scenes packages on Gumroad, and you can download last month's or the months before, and they're now $4 Canadian every package, and it's like this video or this package was about 10 hours of video, so it's a lot of us working on our stories and talking about things and doing that, and then what else and then the YouTube description will have the Act of Real Nonsense link in it, and you can check that out too. See you next month. Choosing the next world to do to draft.
Yes.
Random number generating.
Yeah, we're skipping quite a few of them, so we're probably gonna have to press the button, and there's like a 1 in 3 chance that it lands on something that we're not doing. So there's 5 we've already randomized, and 4 or 5 that we're skipping.
And then we're going to go for an infamous LV walk and talk about what we know.
On 3? So like 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, we moved the mouse too much. We missed. 1, 2, 3. Oh, where's it? 1, 2, 3. Hey, 1, 2, 4. We're already doing that over there now. So skip 1, 2, 3. 28.
Are we doing 28?
We are. Finero.
Oh.
Almost on the zero. All right.
Oh man.
Hooey. This is That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
No matter what
I know, it's always like this kind of response.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Whew. Oh. Alright.
That's a dusty table there.
Yeah, I need to clean this whole station. I never rearranged my room enough.
Yeah.
My spaces.
Yeah, so Finero and Mazer, World 28, right?
Yeah. Alright. We're doing so many at the end, 26, 27, 28.
I know.
We can't do any at the end though, because we're skipping 29 and 30, so we
Yeah.
now are not doing it. We can just randomize the first 25.
Right,
We don't have
that's
to worry about that.
Convenient.
So yeah.